Today, we gather at the intersection of biology and philosophy to explore a question as ancient as it is contemporary: from whence comes our mind? Science has recently begun illuminating something both fascinating and deeply human: the idea that intelligence may be disproportionately inherited from our mothers. Studies like the one from the University of Glasgow, which followed over 12,000 children, suggest that a mother's IQ is the most consistent predictor of her child's intelligence, regardless of her income, race, or education. Other lines of inquiry point to the X chromosome, the biological inheritance of which gives women a genetic doubling, and which appears to carry a significant proportion of the genes related to cognitive function. So what does this mean? Are we to credit mothers with the architecture of our intellect? Are our highest thoughts, deepest insights, and grandest designs echoes of our mother's inner world? Let us begin not with the gene, but with the question of intelligence itself. Intelligence is not just the ability to calculate, to reason, to remember. It is a way of being, a pattern of understanding. It's how we learn, adapt, synthesize, and dream. Philosophically, intelligence is not only the content of thought, but the form it takes. It is not merely the hammer, but the hand that chooses to build, to destroy, or to create art. And if intelligence is such a fundamental mode of being, it begs the question: how do we become intelligent? Modern genetics teaches us that our biology is not a blank page, but a palimpsest, layer upon layer of inherited instructions, epigenetic influences, and environmental stimuli. If the genes linked to intelligence reside on the X chromosome, then women, possessing two, are carriers not just of life, but of a potentially greater range of cognitive blueprints. Philosophically, this offers an elegant twist on the archetypal idea of the mother as the origin of life. Not only do we come from her body, it seems we may also carry forward her mind. This does not negate the role of fathers, mentors, culture, or personal struggle. But it invites us to meditate on the weight, and the grace, of maternal legacy, not only in nurturing, but in designing the minds of the future. If a mother's genes are key to a child's cognitive development, then every birth becomes a philosophical proposition, a merging of the past with an unwritten future. Here arises a profound ethical question: what does society owe to its mothers? Too often, maternal intelligence is undervalued, buried beneath the noise of economic measurements and institutional bias. We fail to see the philosopher at the stove, the poet at the pram, the scientist humming lullabies. If we accept that mothers shape intelligence not only in nurture but in structure, then perhaps the truest form of intellectual investment is not found in books or universities, but in caring for and educating the women who carry civilization within them. Let us not mistake this for biological determinism. Intelligence is not fate. But neither is it a fiction. It is a potential, like fire waiting for oxygen. In the great philosophical traditions, from Plato's Forms to Descartes' Cogito, the mind has often been imagined as male, as reasoned, as abstract. But what if the wellspring of thought is not masculine, but maternal? Not cold logic, but inherited empathy, resilience, intuition. To see intelligence as flowing through the maternal line is to challenge centuries of androcentric bias in philosophy, science, and society. It is to elevate not just women, but the feminine principle itself, generative, mysterious, often invisible, yet utterly foundational. Finally, let us imagine intelligence not as something we possess, but as something we steward. The maternal inheritance of intelligence reminds us that we are not self-made. We are gifts, from countless generations, shaped by the thoughts of women who may never have spoken their truths aloud, who were brilliant in silence, who thought through the hands, the heart, and the womb. Let us honor that inheritance. Let us create a world where every child, born of every mother, has the chance to see how far their mind can reach. Because if intelligence lives on the X chromosome, perhaps the greatest wisdom lies in recognizing that our future is not just inherited, it is entrusted. Thank you.
All I ever wanted was for every child to see how far their mind can reach, and know that even when they're out of sight, they're still my stars, my light, my peace. All I ever wanted, all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed was for every mother to know her work will be seen, that she's enough for her daughters and sons, and this world's better 'cause of her love. All I ever wanted, all I ever wanted. So now all that I'm asking is, could you stand by my side to find a way to change their fate in our lifetime? Ooh, ooh, ooh. All I ever wanted, all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted. And all I ever needed was for every mother to know her work will be seen, that she's enough for her daughters and sons, and this world's better